example like this, I have cosine of negative 15 pi over 2. So when we were talking about coterminal angles, remember when we had those angles that were all around, and we could just subtract 2 pi or add 2 pi till we get to the smallest positive and negative answer, right? So if you guys look at this angle is it's more than one revolution, right? Because one revolution would be 4 pi over 2. So what we're going to want to do is find the smallest coterminal angle that we can with this. And it doesn't have to be positive or negative, but usually we like to really just, if you can find the smallest coterminal angle, that will work. So what I'm going to do is we call this using period as an aid. So when I have an angle that I want to evaluate for, because guys, you can graph this if you want. If you want to do this and you want to do the whole fun, you know, pi over 2, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 5 pi, 6 pi, 7 pi, 8 pi, 9 pi, 10 pi, 11 pi, 12 pi, 13 pi, 14 pi, 15 pi. All right, if you want to do that, that's cool. But what if I give you 99 pi over 2, right? You don't want to keep on just doing this, doing this, doing this. So what we do is we determine the coterminal angles. And I understand that if I just add 2 pi, that's just erasing one revolution. So instead of adding 2 pi, I'm going to add 4 pi over 2, right? Because we obviously know that that's another revolution. But I can do this again, right? So what about if I add, well, anyways, let's do that. So therefore, I get negative 11 pi over 2. Well, can I still add 2 pi? Yeah. So I do negative 11 pi. And you could do this a lot quicker than I'm doing it, but if I add, now I'll add 4 pi over 2 again. So therefore, that's going to give me negative 7 pi over 2, right? Let's add it again. That gives me negative 3 pi over 2. Now let's say you still just don't like negative numbers, and you're like, you know what, I just want a positive angle. So let's add 4 pi over 2 again. So therefore, my final answer now, you guys can see, is pi halves. Well, that's a pretty easy angle on our unit circle to remember. That's just half a pi, right? So this point is 0, 1 on the unit circle, if this is my angle pi halves. So when we're talking about this, so what you're supposed to be doing for these problems, 37 or 31, 33, and 38, is keep on adding or subtracting pi till you get the smallest coterminal angles. You could graph negative. You could have done this one. That one's not hard. That's just that angle right there. But I like to deal with positive numbers, and I want to deal with the smallest positive. So therefore, that's the point. However, visually, you can just graph it, and you find it, then fine. You don't have to do it this way. So now it tells me just to do cosine, right? Well, at this point, cosine of that angle is equal to equal to 0. Okay? So that's your final answer for that.